Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Lost Caravan. I'm Doc Rimbo, and we're here for episode 4. That's special effects 4 of Impossible Landscapes, our Delta Green surreal horror investigation. Let's call it that. We are so happy that you're here. Thank you for being here. Before we get started, we want to obviously thank Lost Caravan for hosting this. What would you call it? A romp?
I think a
Is
romp
it?
is
A
appropriate.
Is a
hoedown,
romp? A hoedown?
hootenanny.
Hold down, throw down.
thanks for
Yeah.
thanks for thanks for hosting this hootenanny, and also to Epidemic Sound, one of our sponsors. All of the music that I use in game and that you'll hear here, including creepy sounds and things like that, come from Epidemic Sound, which I use on my own stream as well. We are glad that you are here. We have so much to catch up on. First, you'll notice our friend Liv is not with us tonight. And we miss her, but we'll see her next time. And the rest of our crew is ready to go. So let's go around. Everyone, introduce yourselves. Who are you playing? And that's all the questions I have. So let us start right next to me with my friend Turk. Turk. What are you drinking there, bud? What's in the
Big gulp you
what's in
got
the
there.
big Yeti cup?
Oh, you'll never know. It's my sippies.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
How about we tell us about that new background that you're rocking over there?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
behold
Mhm.
the art, the majesty.
Of
This is, of course, from the incredibly talented and awesome Sir Heckalot, who is in chat and is going to say, you don't say those things about me, but they are incredibly talented. See? But
So talented.
yeah.
Beautiful.
I am Turk, or Turk accented if you go above the third floor. And I am playing Agent Michael, God's favorite Marine, and the solid square formation upon which all of the party's jagged and strange ideas must break themselves against.
Holy crap, that's the best introduction I've ever heard you give.
yeah, that gave me the vapors.
It's my Michael juice.
Oh.
Anyway,
Michael Jackson.
Don't make a joke about the Michael juice. Don't do it, Colin. Don't do it.
but yeah, obviously very excited to be here and continue to be spooked once again.
That's sweet. Thank you for being here, buddy. Let's go over and talk about the mythic juice. Colin? What's up? What's up, my man?
It's hot in here. That's one thing. It's like warm and shit now. It's like almost
Yeah,
summer-ish, kind of.
That must
I don't know.
be nice.
New York's, but it's New York, so it's like been up and down like crazy. It's been really freaking cold and now hot. And anyway, weather, exciting stuff like that. Hi, I'm Colin. I don't have any juice.
Lies.
I don't. I wish I had
Everyone's
a
got some
but I really
juice.
don't. I came juiceless.
Okay.
I was not expecting, by the way, the very stark, bright red missing on Liv's thing. That's like
Yeah.
when the stream popped up, I was like, "Fuck, damn, okay, she's." And I play Mythic, who the longer I ramble, the more I'm getting in character. You see, because Mythic is an adjunct college professor who probably shower more. And is a master of the occult and conspiracy. He teaches history and mythology because he doesn't see the difference.
And last week is the first time that's Mythic's expertise in the occult and mythology really came into play.
Actually helped. Yeah.
Actually
Last
helped.
week, when we probably encountered a demon, and Mythic was like, I know what that is. And we'll see to what extent that's actually helpful.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Was there another question, Justin? I think that was it. Right?
Who's your favorite handler?
My favorite handler?
Yeah, the person who runs Delta Green Games.
Who runs Delta Green Games specifically? I haven't watched a lot of APs of Delta Green. So probably... I mean, I can picture like a hypothetical platonic ideal of a handler I would like for a Delta Green and in that kind of brain space of like what would the perfect handler look like, he looks a lot like you, Justin.
Someone disguised as me. That's the answer I was looking for.
It's not you.
No,
It's
no.
not like you.
Somebody doing Justin cosplay.
Yes, that's my dream.
Okay, all right, great.
Yes.
Not the
Doing
actual things, because
justice
then you have to
better
deal
than
with the way I
justice.
smell, my decisions. Yeah. Nobody wants to deal with my mental illness. Just find somebody who looks like me. Yep.
That's the dream, baby.
Hey, Colin,
No,
thanks
it's
for that.
you, baby. Stop it. Come on.
Oh, thank
Come on
you.
now.
Mine is Turk.
The one I come back to over and over again, my dear friend.
Love you, buddy. Thank you for being here.
I keep coming back to this
And
film.
Casa,
Hello.
I
Hi.
love the commitment to well, it's not cosplay, it's in character dressing that this group has. And everyone looks so sharp. Casa, how are you?
I'm good. I'm
Good.
having some moving troubles personal wise. I've been kicked out of
Mm.
my house. So uh yeah, that's what's going on. But I play my teenie and she's super cool. She has no problem. She has tons of houses. And
Yeah.
she's a super secret spy who likes to stir shit up. And
Mhm.
yeah, see what
That
happens.
that is the essence of fantasy roleplay is if you get kicked out of your house, you play a character who has a bunch of them.
Mm,
That's the way it works.
it's
But
why I
also,
play.
I might need a roommate. So if you want to move to America, just let me know and get a place. Okay. Um, we are glad that you are here, but we will proceed with the word of warning. This is a surreal horror game with potentially disturbing stuff. We are using safety tools, which last time you may have noticed we sort of glossed over some of the more horrific acts in the history of this setting. But that might happen again. If at any point you need a break, that's fine. You go take a break, you come back, and know that all of us here in the cast are taking care of each other and acting responsibly. That's all you need to know about that. So, with all of that being said, let us jump right back in. Deception is a right, truth is a privilege, innocence is a luxury. Delta Green as an organization exists, but it also doesn't exist. When it operates as intended, it stops the infection of the supernatural from spreading throughout the human race. But even at its very best, Delta Green is really just a stopgap measure. And those people involved know what I'm talking about, where there are forces that lie in wait, like dormant infections up in arrears, waiting for the chance to break loose. And I think those people who have been a part of the Delta Green Agency for a while know that you can only resist those forces for so long. That's at its best. And when it's at its worst, Delta Green agents find themselves uh, giving over into the infection willingly, and yet insist that they're healthy. Last time, while investigating the McAllister building, the last known residence of a woman named Abigail Wright who went missing, the group made some headway. Michael and Martini ran around the city doing more like administrative paper pushing type of stuff. They went to the library and did some research on the architect of the McAllister building, a guy named Asa Darabandi, who built these things called thought buildings, which are buildings with weird angles and bizarre shapes, and also apparently was guilty of a number of horrific crimes around the time he was building these buildings in New York City. They went to Art Life, a corporation that owns the McAllister, and got a little bit more information, but mostly hit dead ends. They did come up with some blueprints, and as expected, the McAllister building is blueprinted to have 3 floors and a basement. Although Michael has seen more than that. And then they went and looked for a place called the Hotel Broadalbin, a hotel that was featured in a picture of Darabandi back from the 1920s. But when they got to the supposed triangulated location, it was nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, Micro, our friend Liv, who was just an empty vessel waiting to be filled, did some groundwork back at the apartment building and found that the neighbor across the way, a guy named Thomas Manuel, had apparently been making audio recordings of Abigail Wright's apartment. And while investigating, she found a hidden cache of audio tapes, a strange medallion locket, and then also a small stack of papers that was an unfinished play. And she read this play through several times, finds it very interesting but unsatisfying as it's incomplete. And then, as Mythic arrived to assist her and look over the apartment and the strange shrine that Abigail Wright made within her living space, he found the trigger that alerted Delta Green in the first place, an occult symbol symbolizing a demon named Purson. And Mythic's brain lit up as, slightly inebriated as he was, Mythic was familiar with this demon, and it brought to mind a certain website called demonweb101.com, an actual website that you can go to in another tab. Leave this tab open.
Thank you for the specificity of this.
Which listed a legion of demons and instructions on how to summon them. Just as Mythic reached out to take this small piece of paper, this linen sheet of fabric off of the wall, a loud horn sounded, a cacophonous sound. And as Mythic looked around, it faded into the noise of traffic on the street outside. And outside, he saw a man in faded army fatigues, apparently homeless, with large unkempt amounts of hair and a giant python around his neck, walking into traffic, crossing the street. And that's where we pick up. And so I think, Mythic, I need a sanity roll from you.
Yeah,
Upon seeing what might be the manifestation of Purson just outside this very building.
the personification.
Yes, the personification, if you will. You jerk. You jerk.
You jerk.
You jerk.
Alrighty. Hey, Mythic Surprise. Success.
Okay.
16.
Mythic was prepared for this. As we said in the introductions, if there's one thing Mythic is ready for, it's the occult. So it's demons. He's ready for the demons.
I'm not saying it's demons, but it's demons.
And so you don't take any sanity loss there.
Okay.
But it is a little bit freaky.
Okay. So did I get the linen off the wall though?
You did get it, and it's actually on our murder board, on our cork board that's in Roll20, and we can probably toss that up on screen in a second here too. To see some of the evidence you've collected so far. You'll see a couple of things that you've picked up. You see a page from that play that Micro found with characters that appear to be the tenants of the building, as well as an entrance at the end from quote-unquote federal agents.
Yeah.
You'll see the picture of Abigail right there. You'll see that newspaper article about her. You'll see that stationery, the Hotel Broad Albion stationery,
Yeah.
which is that is the one that that was found on scene. It was in her apartment, I believe, is what we said, and then also a matching set of stationery, unbeknownst to anyone in the group, was also stapled to the blueprints, the original blueprints that Martini and Michael found, which is strange. And then down there in the middle, in the center, is that seal of Purson.
Right. So Mythic looks down at the seal of Purson in his hand, and then looks back up at this strange person. I mean, I can see this guy right through the window.
Well, you saw him, and then you look back down at the seal to read the word Purson written around it, and then when you look back up, the man is gone.
I should have seen that one coming. He looks back down at the seal and remembers everything that he had just said minutes ago about the
Mhm.
aspects of Purson, which, for those of you who didn't see last episode, or that he is depicted as a man with the face of a lion carrying a viper and riding a bear. Before him there can be heard trumpets sounding.
Right.
Yes, he looks just like that. And
Thank you, Cass.
Mythic looks up and just goes, he's still, the booze is wearing off. He started drinking early today. And he just goes, oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, where'd you go? We need to have words, Purson. Don't you dare. I just want to talk. Come on, I just want to talk.
You hear a
Starts,
commotion.
casting about.
Yeah, you hear a commotion behind you as you cast about looking. And as you turn around, you catch a glimpse of Micro running out of the room.
Leanne, what do you... And she's gone. Okay. What the fuck just happened? And he fishes in his pocket for where he put the script that she gave him.
It's still there.
And he... As if perhaps that will give him an answer to why she just fled.
Mm-hmm.
And he reaches for it, but then thinks better of it. Like, no, I know something's not right with that. And he leaves it there for now, at least until he can discuss it with the others.
Mm-hmm.
He just closes the kind of flap on the pocket of his blazer.
I think about this time we can cut to Michael and Martini. How are Michael and Martini going back to the apartment? Are you... It's like 3 p.m. Are you walking? Are you taking a cab? Taking a train? Taking a city bus just for fun? Getting on one of those double deckers?
Well, Michael's obviously opted in to walk, so whatever Martini has chosen, he will probably be, if not walking, will be begrudgingly doing so.
I'm down to walk. It's always
Okay.
good to walk.
You're
We could
about
get
s-
something on the way.
Yeah.
Micro's hungry.
You're a few blocks away, and up ahead, right around the corner where the building is located, you see Micro hailing a cab,
Hey,
and then
What is she doing?
she stops for a moment and hears you and sees both of you and like holds up a finger. She's like, computer, and she gets in the cab and
we
drives
have
away.
a pager. What's the use of buying these if we don't actually give them to the people that need them?
3 out of 4 is a fine cut of the crop.
Okay.
Wherever she's off to, there's no stopping her now.
Hopefully she's safe. Let's see if Mythic, maybe he's on his own. Who knows what he's up to?
Make your way back into the building. You find Mythic standing in the middle of this just chaotic space, this cluttered room, sort of taking stock of everything, and he looks dazed, maybe, or I don't know. How would you describe
smoking.
it?
He's smoking.
Okay.
He's got cigarette in hand, but he's like, you can see that he's standing there, cigarette in hand, staring at the ceiling, and you can see that the ash on his cigarette is like a full 2 inches long, like he hasn't taken a drag in like a few minutes. And when you guys come in, it startles him enough that like this giant cigarette ash falls off the tip of his cigarette and onto the floor, and he just goes, oh fuck, and just like rubs it into the carpet with his foot.
No carpet.
No carpet.
Carpet's been
Yeah.
removed.
Oh, hardwood?
Linoleum.
Oh, that's gross. Okay,
It's
so
the
smears-
underfloor. Yep.
Yeah, he just smears ashes on the linoleum.
If you
And he
could
goes-
please.
Shh, shh. Demons.
All right.
By Jove.
Is that why Micro just left? She's doesn't want to deal with the demons? Or...
Oh, yeah, I have no idea. And it doesn't matter. Demons. We got demons.
Is that why you're contaminating a crime scene?
No, I'm contaminating the crime scene because I'm a nicotine addict, but we have demons.
What do you elaborate?
Okay. So, and he takes the seal out, the Purson seal. Do you know what this is?
Should we make a roll?
If you have a
I
cult,
probably don't
feel
know.
free. If not, you don't.
Don't.
I do have some occults.
Go for
Let's
it.
give it a
Is that a tattoo you're thinking of? Oh.
Check that box, Turk.
I'm checking that box for next
How bad
time.
was it? I didn't see.
And it was only by
It was-
9. It was close.
Oh,
So
bummer.
he looks at it and the markings
Has it on the
familiar.
tip of his tongue?
Clearly religious symbols involved in it.
Very good, Michael. Yeah, okay. So sort of religious, more like ancient occult being that dates back thousands of years and has been venerated and worshipped by various cults throughout time and space and history. But anyway, point is, this little bastard is a demon by the name of Purson, like person but spelled wrong, okay? And I just saw the fucking guy. Right over there.
What?
Yeah.
He's
Demon.
here?
Yeah, demon. I try to keep up. Yes, demon. There was a demon. Yeah, he rides a bear and carries a snake, and you can hear trumpets when he's coming. None of this ringing a bell. Okay.
We just
was
walked up the
riding a bear?
street.
Okay. Okay. Technically, this guy wasn't riding a bear, and he was probably homeless. But okay, no. But it was definitely it fit all. I said all the things. I said the stuff, and then that happened. There was like I said he's preceded by sounding trumpets, and then there was sounding trumpets, and then he was here, and Micro saw it. I think maybe I don't know. She took off before I could talk to her about. I know how this sounds. Well, I mean, to me it sounds perfectly reasonable, but I know how it probably sounds to you, and you should still trust me anyway because I know what I'm talking about. We have
How?
a demon issue here.
How long have you been in this room?
Ooh, that's a good. What time is it?
It's about
Like
3.
It's about 3 p.m.
Oh man. Oof. So I got here at like noon, so I've been here for like 3 weeks. I've been like staring at the ceiling.
Perhaps it's time you took a moment away from this room at least.
But what you're saying
Okay.
is someone has summoned Purson?
That's
You didn't,
my working theory.
unless you did.
I didn't. No, I did
You
not.
said you said some
I did not.
words, right? You
I
said some words. You
said-
heard some trumpets.
Yes, I spoke aloud what I know of this demon, and then moments later, the demon appeared. Now, is that summoning by normal definition? No. Though it could be one of those speak of the devil and he will appear type of things, perhaps. But I did not intentionally summon any demons. Although I did. Okay, in fairness, I should disclose that I did, after the demon disappeared, yelled for the demon to come back because I wished to have words with him. I should disclose that to you.
Did he seem like the talking type? Did he talk to
No.
you?
No, he didn't talk at all. But this is at least the first clear indication that I have seen of something obviously of supernatural origin here.
Beyond the 4th floor, that doesn't exist.
That
Well,
I have seen,
you
Michael.
saw that.
I have seen.
You saw that,
I have
Michael.
not seen this. I'm not saying I don't trust your observations, Michael. I'm merely telling you what I have seen with my own senses. I've not been to the 4th floor.
Mm. But the
You're
demon
doing
just
the thing where
disappeared.
you stare
like-
through me again.
I'm
She's still doing
determining.
it.
I'm thinking. I think
That'll get you in trouble.
most importantly, you need to get out of this room.
Okay, I'll get out of the room. I'm sorry, Martini, I think you had a question. Did you? No?
I mean, I was just wondering about this demon. Demons, I suppose, are bad, they cause chaos or whatever. He just left you alone even after you asked for him to come back. He just
I mean, in my opinion, some are just
bye.
misunderstood. But this one, this particular one, from what I know, is not great. I wouldn't say. A great king of hell who was served by 22 legions of demons. I mean, think what you want about that. I don't have any particular opinion, I suppose.
For now, it doesn't seem like he's an issue. We just need to.
You know, yeah, you know, we'll see about that. Just keep an eye out for if you see a guy carrying a snake, that's probably him. I mean, I suppose this is New York City. It could be someone else, but
I just saw a guy carrying like 2 snakes on the way here. Didn't we just see that guy?
That's correct.
Michael?
Perhaps you were mistaken.
He wasn't.
And he does like dwell a little bit on.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay, good.
Did you say
Mistaken?
I hate you? Either I'm mistaken, or perhaps you simply didn't understand what you were looking at when you saw it.
I
Well,
would know a demon if it were before me.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
unless he's
Why?
Are you testing?
riding a bear. I mean, I wouldn't know.
I'd love to know, as a character question, is Michael confident of that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. He's yeah.
I think it's hard to differentiate demons from humans, really. Kinda.
He's just like
Gray area?
narrow-eyed at Michael. Like, could you tell me, Michael? Just fill me in, if you would so indulge me. Is your study of demons a personal pursuit, an academic, professional?
I've told you once. I am a sort of god. I must know his enemies and know that he makes no faults.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now. Okay, before I thought you said you were a sort of god. Like a kind of god, like a demigod, but you were saying a sword. Okay, now I get it. All right, that checks out. All right. Okay, you're one of those. Now I get it. Okay. Have you done an exorcism?
I have destroyed demons.
Through an exorcism? Like, you know, like the ones.
Yeah, the whole.
Can we please
Not like
focus
the
on the case?
gun?
I mean, I am, because if this is your skill set,
This
it may be
is not-
invaluable to this case.
We have no indication that this demon is, in fact, a cause and root of this building's issues.
No, not yet. Certainly not. But, I mean, it does seem a bit odd, no? All these supernatural occurrings, and there's the sigil of a demon on the wall that I happen to have seen.
Handler. Wait,
Yes.
so we were told of the sigil or not?
We
Did
were
you say
told they
that-
have a weird thing, I think, right?
You were told
Why
at
was
your
it?
briefing, that in the course of investigating Abigail Wright's disappearance, a friendly who worked for the NYPD came across an occult symbol, which she thought might be an occult symbol, on a piece of paper among all the other stuff in this apartment. And that is the reason Delta Green got flagged, is to come and see if there's anything supernatural connected to her disappearance. And if so, contain it, destroy it, silence it.
What is the method by which you summoned Purson, or not summoned, as you are so keen to point out?
And I'll jump in here, Colin, because Mythic has such a high occult role. You know
We're good at occult.
that to actually summon a demon takes a whole lot more than just
Oh yeah.
describing them.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, that's what you know.
Uh, did not summon. Absolutely did not summon. You know as well as I do that that is a whole big to do, and I certainly didn't do that. All I did was, upon viewing this particular sigil, I maybe got a little bit carried away and I waxed poetic about the things that I knew about Purson, specifically the form that Purson takes and the fact that he's preceded by blowing trumpets, etc., etc., etc. And then those things occurred and he appeared in that order. I consider it perhaps more coincidental than cause and effect, but perhaps Purson was listening and simply wanted to make an appearance to make himself known or make a point. I don't know. But it certainly wasn't a summoning. Certainly not. Now, I had certainly considered doing that, but I haven't.
And do you consider the sigil to be an area of disquiet in this house?
Well, certainly. Yes, absolutely.
Then you can indulge in your vice outside and destroy the sigil at the same time.
Well, I'm certainly not going to summon any demons without my favorite exorcist present.
Burn the sigil.
To what end, though, Michael? What good would come of that?
What good would come from keeping it around?
I'm willing to wait and see.
Our mission is not to wait and see. Our mission is to eliminate the unnatural, contain it.
Can I do
What
a
if this?
roll or something here, or at least just search my memory banks of like,
Sure.
does
What are you looking for?
destroying a demon sigil have an
Mm,
effect, or is that just purely a symbolic act?
Sure. Why don't you roll me? This one will take a roll. This one will take an occult roll.
Okay. Yay! I
How'd we
haven't
do?
failed one of these yet.
What'd
I
you
got
get?
a success. Just under. I had to get under 60. I got a 57.
Nice, excellent. You know that to destroy a symbol, I mean, foremost destroys the symbol, so nobody else can read it or use it in some sort of summoning. But to think that it would eliminate the possibility of summoning said demon, particularly when there's this website out there, which
Yeah.
in detail lists how to do it, or so you've heard.
Yeah.
It is a small drop in the ocean, right? It won't do much.
Yeah. It's just a piece of paper.
Is it? Yes. No? Maybe? You don't know. Is anything just an anything in this freaking apartment building?
Yeah, that's fair. He takes out the sigil. You didn't say it was on like linen?
It's on linen. Yeah, it is, well, first of all, it's printed in this gold ink, almost
yeah.
like a gel pen, you know? Like it's gold and it's almost three-dimensional. You can feel it. And it
great.
is on an old sheet of linen parchment.
Mm.
So not dissimilar from like how a paper currency would feel, but older and not as refined.
This seems, and he like takes it. I said, this seems too much of a possible historical artifact to simply destroy. And besides, you know as well as I do, it wouldn't do much to destroy it anyway. But if you'd like to inspect it, and he like pushes it toward Michael, mostly to see what his reaction is, but he hands it toward Michael.
He will like slide a hand into his breast pocket and seem to clutch at something that, you know, the clattering would probably indicate a rosary. And then reach out and fold it over so the symbol is covered.
Mm-hmm.
If you must, I'll hold on to this. The point still stands. This apartment hasn't been cataloged fully. We haven't even interviewed everyone in this apartment building.
I don't know how much they know, really. I can read people pretty well, and seems like they kind of just know what they know, and
It's still worth asking. Figuring out more about this apartment is going to be our last bet. We only have so long to figure that out.
right.
Have either of you seen a dog?
No.
I heard a dog. There's a dog here.
If it is here, it must either be in the basement or well above even where I've gone.
Did we ask Art Life if they allow pets?
We didn't, because we didn't know about a
I wish we
dog.
Yeah.
There's a dog. There's definitely a dog. And he pulls out the page. He like flips through the page of the script that he saw before.
Yep.
Ooh.
Once again, just as a reminder, the scene in this script is the smoking lounge, is what it's labeled as. In the smoking lounge, a large parlor on the 4th floor. In the room are the dog, Thomas, and Michelle. The dog has one line in this page of the script. It is bark.
You helpfully played the dog last time. Thank you for that, Justin.
That's the role I was born to play.
And you gave me the line that required me to call
To
Liv
say
a
cunt. Yep.
He pulls out that one page, and he says, Micro was reading this before, and it was a little unsettling. Just take a look. Does this seem to be... And he like flips to the bottom, points to the bottom. Is that us? Is that referring to...
I think Michael's eyes will probably be drawn to, not
setting?
like the setting and
the name Mark Rourke.
Mark Rourke, yeah.
Mark Rourke, yeah.
And he's staying up there at the top. Yeah, he's gonna just focus on the. He's focusing really on the top. He's really reading this intently. Sorry, this took place in the smoking lounge.
Apparently, this is the only page I've seen. I don't know what else the context is here, but yes, the smoking lounge on the 4th floor where you say you've been, and we know these. You've talked to these people, right?
Yes. Well,
Thomas Manuel is Baloney Man, isn't he?
Thomas Manuel is Baloney Man. He is the one who lives across the street, paints in the basement, and apparently was recording.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mark Rourke. You talked to him, and this is Thomas. I threw Baloney at his wall, and that's... But there's a dog. There's a dog in here as well, and I heard a dog the first day we were here, but I haven't seen a dog.
Michelle...
The dog?
That must be Michelle Van Fitz.
Michelle Van Fitz.
It's the only one we haven't spoken with.
Right. It's true.
I'm gonna go find the dog.
Fine.
Should
You said I
find
needed a
him
break
well?
anyway.
Yes, as long as you're out of this room, all is well.
That ain't true.
So, do you all leave the room?
Martini, we do have to. There is one more person left to interview.
But you also got cataloging to do too.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about.
I'm looking around, touching everything.
Great. You
Martini,
volunteered.
make me a search roll.
Okay. See if anything.
For your
pops up.
lazy search touching.
Yeah, just. Martini's not really a cataloging type of gal.
Nah. She's a get stuff done. And also find out who's banging whom.
It's a failure. That's a 92.
Maybe you have to apply yourself just a little bit more, but yeah. It just looks like a big mess to you.
I hope Micro comes back soon. Can't do all of this without her.
Oh, I've already Batmaned you. I'm gonna go talk to Michelle Van Fitz.
Okay.
You turn around and you've been Batmaned. You're alone in the room. I'm Michael.
Mhm.
Um,
God's favorite
so,
breed.
That's favorite
Mythic
breed.
and Michael are together out in
Where
the
are the
hallway.
sinners going?
Ooh,
And
a
you know
little
that
mythic
Michelle
mic.
Van Fitz lives upstairs.
Well, you say upstairs, and that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
my apologies. My
Loaded.
apologies.
It's
Yeah, that could mean many different things. Michelle Van Fitz lives on the second floor.
She's 6B.
She is. B is all the second floor apartments have a B.
Mm-hmm. Well, he'll just calmly make his way out there,
Hmm.
not paying. And as he's heading up to the second floor, he will pause and look up the stairs. After hearing about the smoking lounge come up again, I think Michael's gonna keep climbing. And
Okay.
he's going to go up to the third and then to the roof access.
Okay.
And he's
So
going to...
Mythic is with you out in the hallway,
yeah.
looking for the dog, if I'm correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You see Michael keep going after he reaches the second floor. Does Mythic do anything to stop him? Or follow him?
To stop him? No. To follow him? Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Does Mythic
he,
have any reaction to the idea that this woman is on the second floor, but Michael keeps on going up?
reaction? I mean, well, to be fair, I had already left the room. I don't think he didn't know where Michael was going when he left.
Mhm.
But Mythic was just like, I pictured Mythic was just walking up and down the hallway listening for a dog when he sees Michael come out and start walking up the stairs, and he's like, well, I'm already bored, and that's more interesting. So he goes off and follows.
All right.
And then sees Michael continue to climb and is like, oh, well, perhaps he's going to the weird place. I want to go to the weird place.
Well, just for fun, as long as Mythic is looking, let's make a check for you.
Okay, sure.
Which would be an awareness,
Awareness?
right? Alertness, sorry,
Mythic is-
alertness.
Alertness. Mythic is so alert. Just kidding. It's terrible. No.
Nothing.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're
Big fail.
walking up the stairs, and you pause on the third floor, which is before you start ascending to the roof access. And Mythic, you feel something soft under your feet that isn't carpet, and then you smell it, and you look down, and you stepped in dog shit.
You're such a bastard, dude.
Do not pursue poo-poo.
Michael, you hear very clearly from like behind you. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that'll absolutely snap him out of his thing. He will like turn back down the stairs and come around. His hand is like very clearly probably on a concealed weapon, but
Mhm.
Motherfucker.
just
And Michael, I mean, yeah, you see it too. This is
yeah,
weird.
just
Oh, wait a minute.
Mythic.
He pops his shoe off and like picks it up and holds it to his.
Mythic.
That's dog shit. There is a dog here. There's a dog here. What?
The Lord tests me. And he flops his jacket back down to cover his weapon.
Wait, wait, hold on there, RoboCop. Are you about to shoot me?
I thought you were in distress. I assume the worst.
Nah,
Would
just
you-
stepped in shit. But there's a dog. It's dog shit. There's a dog here. That shit on the stairs, which is disgusting. But there's a dog here.
I am, as always, glad to hear your investigation proceeds in a positive manner.
This is new information. That's all I'm saying. Where are you going?
Looks back. I want to see if the smoking lounge is still accessible.
Oh, I'm coming with you. And he,
You don't.
scurries up, forgetting about the dog shit on his foot.
Really, you... Fine. It's better to go in a pair anyway.
You ascend the...
Yeah. On the way up, though,
Mhm.
are you armed?
I got some gummies.
Stay
What?
close to me if anything happens.
Okay.
Figured.
He like pats himself down, like he was drunk this morning, so he like pats. He's like, "Do I have a gun? No. What am I? Of course I don't have a gun."
It's New York
Wouldn't
City.
be the first time.
He's like, "No, I got nothing."
Where'd I get this gun?
Yeah.
You ascend that final flight of stairs up to the door marked roof access. It is right next to some utility boxes, like what appear to be like there's like a cable junction box. And you didn't notice this before, Michael. Beneath that box, there's a toolbox, like a red metal toolbox, just sitting right there. And you're in front of that door. It says roof access.
Look at the toolbox. Does it appear like it's locked in any way? You know.
No, it has a latch. It's closed. But other than that, no, it doesn't appear to be locked at all.
I'll go ahead and just move over and slide that open just to check.
Sure.
What's new?
Unlatch it, open it up, and it's mostly just an unremarkable toolbox. You got screwdriver, you got other various tools, some of which aren't like your basic home repair set. Like there's some wire cutters and strippers in there. There is like some sort of a meter thing that you like can plug into the wall and it tests stuff. And yeah, if you can think of something that would help you understand what kind of person would use a toolbox like this, a skill, I'm open to suggestions.
Well, my mind, human is more figuring out someone's lying, so
Mm-hmm.
I had like an engineering or...
Engineering would be great here.
Engineering would be great, right? Wouldn't it be nice if
Heavy
we...
machinery.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Heavy machinery.
That would also help. Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Even science.
Science, sociology, yeah. Or, well, craft, yeah. Again, if I had any of these.
Craft too. But you don't.
Alas, if only.
Demolitions?
I do have demolitions.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
What's your score in demolitions?
40.
Okay, roll it.
Michael, Jesus.
Come on. Mary, John, and Luke. 45 out of 40.
Okay,
Can I give
yeah,
Michael
no.
my hero point I've been sitting on?
To reroll? Sure.
Yeah.
If you want him to spend it on this toolbox. Yeah.
Do
I
you want it,
appreciate-
Michael? You could...
I mean, look. Who knows if this might be critically important? I don't know.
Take it. It's yours.
Okay,
I'm gonna-
reroll coming in.
Hey!
That's huge.
Yahtzee!
This will matter so much.
This at first you look it over, and there is some stuff that's related to wired demolitions, right? Explosives and things like that. But that's not what this is for. And as you look in, you think it's for somebody who works in some sort of electronics or communications of some kind. There's stuff here for making like wire cable junctions, and in the bottom you find all these little like coaxial cable endings, you know, and stuff like that. And you put two and two together and think, okay, this is like for like a cable repair guy or something like that, for like cable television.
Right, and Jim Carrey's awesome horror movie aside, what does you mentioned wired demolitions, or is that like a preconceived notion that I'm finding incorrectly?
No, that it's incompatible. This isn't demolitions. This isn't for explosives or like, you know, triggers and things like that.
Okay.
I want to be clear, this is not for blowing things up
All
unless
right.
you're really creative. If you're
Well.
creative enough, Anything is for blowing things up. Take it from us. Never mind. No, I'm not gonna do that.
You can
I was gonna
quit
say,
and
do
quit.
not take it from us.
Don't take it from us.
No, all right. Cable repair. You seen a TV in any of these rooms?
Oh, you're talking to me. TV? Let's see, I saw a radio. Did Thomas Manuel have a TV? He asked
He did
the handler.
not.
Yeah.
He did
I
not.
thought-
The handler speaks in Purson in your mind, says no, he didn't. The handler says no.
No, he didn't.
didn't.
That's what Purson sounded.
Maybe. Summon him, find
Oh,
out.
he did it!
If only there was somewhere you could hide.
It's terrifying.
Oh my God, Purson is Mickey Mouse.
Mhm.
Steve-O
No,
really is public domain now. We can do it.
No, none of the
Fine.
apartments that you've been in have televisions.
I've
It's-
seen it.
Neither have I.
Why are you asking me about TVs?
Because it's a cable repair kit.
Oh. That's weird. That's
You know
like
what
not
they're-
the weirdest thing that's happened. There's demons and shit, but that's pretty weird.
We are not asked to put things on a scale, but simply to handle them.
Okay. Well,
Added to the
an
list.
out-of-place cable repair kit seems an easier thing to handle than a demon, but
Just be about you.
good observation, Michael. You're moving in the right direction.
I begrudgingly open up roof access, expecting to be just welcomed with horror. Because honestly, that's a reprieve.
Right. And also, it's a chance for you to be like, to rub that in Mythic's face.
Yeah,
Right. And so you turn around and you fling open the door labeled roof access and see tar paper covered roof.
Wow.
No, that's
Get a load of that.
that's not it.
That's cool. It's a roof.
Looks back and
No, excuse me. Hold on. Where's the bar? I thought there was a bar here. Bartender.
it's just
Mythic, a pigeon looks at you.
wet bar.
You
Right.
must be the night manager.
No.
Oh,
It's
this is great, Michael. Really
Right
funny. Really cool.
up here. I don't understand.
Hmm.
Uh,
Here 1 minute, gone the next.
when did? Don't.
Wonder if it's demons.
Let's cut away. I want to see what Martini's doing.
Goes
so
up
glad.
here.
Yeah. So she didn't find anything. She's alone, so she's figured on up to Michelle. So she's gonna go up and go to 6B and knock on the door.
Excellent.
Oh, but after seeing that they're not there, be like, well, I don't know, wow, but
yeah,
this is the mission.
knock on the door. The door's opened a moment later by a woman who is she is, let me see, how old is she? Appears to be in her late 20s. She is squat, a little bit boxy shaped, and she is wearing clothing she's a Caucasian woman. She's wearing one of those Mustafa hats, like the ones that look like circles that just sit on your head that were popular in the mid 90s as a source of like Black pride and African heritage. She has a hemp vest on, and has like glasses on her face, and looks up at you and she says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Hey, I whip out my badge and I'm sure you know what's going on in the building. I don't need to explain myself, but I'm Agent Winehouse, and I really need to ask you a few questions, you know?
She sighs and she says, in general, I don't tend to make time for representatives of the establishment.
How are we to be safe if there is no establishment? And I kind of just, try to make sure that she doesn't close the door on me. Kind of just lean on the door if she's like
She
relaxed.
leaves the door open as a sort of invitation and turns and walks back into her apartment and continues the debate and says, who will protect us from those who are supposed to protect us, and just goes on and on, you know what I mean, like.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
Who
as you
watches
I
that
enter
nod intently.
mhm, as you enter her room, um it is bookshelves. The apartment is um, basically covered in every open space by bookshelves with volumes of books lining the walls. You don't see any television, no radio. There are some chairs, things like that. So there's some furniture. In one corner, there's a beaten up old futon, which apparently she sleeps on. And so she sort of walks back into her apartment, expecting you, it seems, to follow.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, you have a really good collection here. How long have you been here? How
Oh,
long
I have a really good
have you?
collection here. Um, I have, she says, I have lived here for, since 1992, 3 years ago.
Okay.
I find it a good place to focus on my poetry. And yes,
So you like it? You like it here? No complaints?
do I like it here?
Hmm.
I
It's
suppose.
important to like where you live.
Is it? She keeps on making these
Yeah,
snarky ass comments, you know. She
I
says,
like it.
she says, it's fine, I suppose.
Hmm.
The rest of the people in the building keep to themselves. It is an interesting and inspiring place to live.
It seems like it. A few of my colleagues and I have talked to some other tenants in the building, and they also seem to enjoy the freedom and creativity that it brings. So I'm glad that it does that for you. Um, but I was just wondering, how are you with paying for the? Is it expensive to live somewhere here? How much do you pay, or is it? Yeah.
I find that not only is talking about money crude, but I find it to be an invention of the capitalist society, and so I don't tend to think about that. Um,
Hmm.
Usually, in my experience, my agent handles most of those expenses.
Hmm. Is your agent someone? I. It would really help me to know your agent's name. Maybe then we could just go straight through to them,
Hmm,
him, her,
her.
her.
Although, well, she and I are on the outs, and
Oh,
so it probably wouldn't be best if you reach out to her. Um, Her name is Carmen Wagner.
you seem like such a pleasant woman. I mean, what happened?
You don't have to lie to me. What do you want to know?
You are very, very straightforward, and I appreciate that. Like I, like it would, like it would be assumed, my time is important, just as yours is also important. So, Abigail, did you ever talk to her? Did you know her?
Abigail
In
Wright.
Yeah.
Um, yes, I mean, I've met her a few times. I didn't care for her. Sometimes when we meet somebody else who is part of the same sapphic struggle as so many of us, and then you have high expectations for them. And she's looking at you as you say, she says these things. She says, and you expect someone to understand the struggle of women, but they don't, and instead they participate in this corrupt system. Then you are left with nothing but disappointment.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can tell it's just going in one ear and out the other for my team.
Mhm.
But she does say that. I mean, but how do you expect to live? You know, like, it's not really a question. If you can use it to your advantage, shouldn't you?
I live through my writing.
Mm.
That is how I express myself and where I find fulfillment. You see this, and she gestures at all these books. We're talking like hundreds of books and bookshelves throughout her apartments. And she's like, this is life. This is living and creativity. And I am not interested in going through the motions.
Right, right. You sound just like my sister, and I, I appreciate it. It's something that the world really needs, but it doesn't really. It's not really practical. It's not. Can you eat? Can you eat your books? I don't know. I've tried. The best I can do is smoke out of them. So,
What? I'm sorry, what?
yeah,
Smoke out of them?
yeah. It was a tough time. There was nothing to smoke really, except like, like a Bible here and there.
Use the page of a Bible? I suppose that's better than most books.
Right, right.
Happy 420.
Who needs religion
Happy 420.
nowadays? Happy 420. So, what are your thoughts on animal companions? And have you seen a dog around here?
That took a strange turn. A dog?
Mm-hmm.
They don't allow pets in the building.
That's what I thought too. No one else has one, and why wouldn't you have one unless you
Not that I
don't
know
like
of.
them?
No.
But you haven't heard of anything, like you hadn't a dog bark, or I would assume that's pretty obvious.
I've heard dogs bark, but not here.
In the building.
No.
Mm-hmm. Right. If wait, sorry, I'm just trying to get my head around something because I heard from some other person that things were getting really tough in this building, and it seems like a lot of people were getting kicked out. Did you happen to hear anything about that?
I mean, I haven't been kicked out, and I've seen some of the other tenants. I don't know what you mean.
So you haven't gotten any notices or?
No, I mean,
No.
not that I remember.
You would remember something like that.
Of course I would
right?
remember something like that.
Well, I think that's all I have for right now.
Very well.
but-
She walks over to the door like she's ushering you out.
Are you sure you don't want any company? What? Am I taking up your time right now?
Yes,
What are you doing? Writing something new?
I was actually
You wanna-
reading. All great writers read. And she gestures to this, like, there's a little side table, kind of like the one behind me here, next to the chair where she apparently was sitting. And there's like this little red covered book sitting there. It looks kind of like an older copy of something.
She's a communist.
Is it any good? I'm in the market for so many books, and never know what to pick up.
And like, just utter petulant exasperation. And she walks over and picks it up. And make me an alertness check. I want to see if you can
Ooh,
pick out the details of what she's reading.
I've got high alertness. Come on. 61 out of 63.
Yeah.
Success.
Yep. Yeah, girl. She picks up this small red book, and you can make out the title The title of this book is A World Without Doors. And you see the last name of the author at the bottom, but she has her thumb over the rest of it. And the last name is Fitzroy. And she says, it's an excellent book. And I think that reading young adult fiction is acceptable, and so I won't have any shame for that. And it helps to inspire my own work to understand how women grow into themselves and become independent of the systems that tie us down, like law enforcement. Is there anything else?
Well, I mean, that's a question for you. I take out my card and I say, if you have anything else about Abigail, about the building, if you find yourself in need of a place to stay, please just, remember women have each other's backs, right?
Make me a persuade check. I think this is the only time I'm going to let you make a persuade on this horrible, horrible woman.
Yeah, she sounds like a beach.
Her feminism isn't what makes her bad. She's just mean. She's just an asshole.
29 out of 40.
Excellent. And she says, yes, I'll do so. Like, that's the most you're going to get from her. And as she, like, closes the door behind you, she puts up, like, a fist like this.
Yeah. Oh, and I just kind of shake my arms, and I'm like, really not having it. And
I think about that time the other agents come down the stairs, unless there was something else you wanted to do up here.
No.
Hey, where have you guys been? I had to talk to this beach all alone.
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
We were just up in the smoking lounge. We were having a great old time.
No,
we were pouring some drinks and talking to the bartender, who's a pigeon. Get a load of that, right? Yeah.
Can we please have this discussion somewhere more private?
Okay, sure. Yeah, whatever.
Did you guys really go, as we walk away, did you guys really go to the lounge without me while I was talking? And
yeah, sorry. Yeah. Don't worry, it really wasn't all it was cracked up to be. It was mostly just a tarp.
Well, there was nothing with Michelle either.
It just makes sense.
I'm fucking with you. There's no smoking lounge. It's a fucking roof.
It was there.
Oh.
Yeah, probably.
I saw it the night we got in.
How did you get there?
Pause, and he's going to pause at that. I saw the rooms tonight at dusk.
At night?
What are you talking
So,
about?
it's just a time?
Down to the room. Now.
Are we being shot at? What's going on?
To the room. We'll discuss it when we're there.
Okay, jeez.
Oh, I forgot to ask Michelle about Mark.
Mark
Right?
Rourke?
Yeah.
Did you ask about
'cause
Abigail?
I asked about Abigail, asked about her not being able to pay rent. It seems like no one really knows. She doesn't seem like she's gonna get kicked out in 5 days, so that's a bit weird, right? They need to give notice for that kind of stuff.
I believe they have. Leaving the state of the mailroom. Yeah, I'm hurrying down. Kind of flap.
Martini, that's also when you are hit with the smell of dog shit that's still
No. Did you find the dog?
Found part of it.
Not the good part.
Definitely a dog around here, though, that's for sure. And like as they're walking down, he like scrapes it off on the step and just
Gross.
leaves it there.
So you're going back to the apartment. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
That's all.
Come back into the apartment
But
as you left it.
To be fair, Michael will open the door, let Martini in, and then stop Mythic.
What?
And
What?
Take off your shoes.
pull, yeah, shoes.
Oh. Fine. And he slips his shoes off and leaves them outside the door.
All right, let's imagine.
Sucks at so many holes.
I found a note concerning the hotel Broadalbin.
Okay.
There was a map, some odd items. I saw the rooms tonight at dusk. When did I first say I was at the 4th floor? First night we got here.
Mythic's like, I don't remember, but I feel like you're going to tell me it was dusk.
Dusk night, it might not matter.
It was after dark. Sundown.
Have you noticed any changes in this place? But now that we're here during the day versus at night?
There's
You
dog
spoke-
shit in the hallway.
You spoke with one of the residents in the evening. Did
Yeah.
something seem different? Have you spoken with them recently? Has anyone else on this team spoken with?
He probably doesn't want to talk to me anymore after I threw baloney at his wall, but I'm sure I probably could. He's just the guy next door. Manuel. Thomas Manuel.
All right. It might be worth trying to speak with him again, see if you notice any personality differences.
You thinking that perhaps somehow the time of day is... Help me understand what you're thinking here, Michael.
This building is constructed by an architect that was bad.
Mhm.
Bad. A bad architect.
Like super bad person.
Design. Speaking of his designs, no, but of his character, yes. Committed heinous acts and was esoteric with his studies.
You do have the books. You took them out of the library.
Yeah,
but-
here, if you answer all your questions, or you can begin perusing these. Either way,
I'll accept them.
there's a connection. I don't know how it has connected itself here, but there's mention of a hotel Broadalbin. That we cannot find any actual trace of in the city. Doesn't
It's supposed to be
exist. No, it's supposed to be far from here, but there was a note, and I'll pull out the note and show the map.
Mhm.
It mentions, I saw the rooms tonight at dusk.
Mythic, this letterhead is the same as the weird map that Micro and you found? You were there for that, right? For
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
Yeah, I don't believe
It says Hotel Broadalbin,
that
New
didn't
York
ring a bell.
City.
We
Yeah.
found this amongst the plans and the permits for this building.
For this building.
For this building.
Mhm.
I need to think. And he takes the books that Michael gave him
Mhm.
and sits down on the floor with them and just he's a very one of his kind of he's like a speed reader.
Mm.
He's very good at like quickly like skimming and ingesting information.
Sure.
I mean, you guys have gone up to the roof. The only part of the building we haven't gone to is the basement. I think that's the next step.
Before it turns dark, why not?
Mythic, you're flipping through this book, and you get to this page that maybe Michael left a bookmark in with that picture, with that photograph. And it is a picture of a group of people standing in front of a building with these big ornate doors, and it has a letter B sort of etched into each one of the doors. There's like a little reflection in the doors, like from the glass, that you can see a flagpole. And as you're looking at this building, you see something bizarre. Because in that crowd of people, which is captioned as Darabandi, I forget the exact wording, but Darabandi took up residence in New York and made his living doing renovations on the hotel where he was staying. Doesn't name the hotel. You can figure out that this guy Darabandi, whose picture is in your journals in Roll20. You can look at a picture of this guy. You can see that's him there in the center, and all around are these other people. And then one face sticks out to you as you see that one of the people in this photo looks exactly like Amelia. And that's where we're going to take a break, I think. That's a good point to take a break.
Haha, you have trauma.
Like, hey. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to sexycomputerdemons.com and our actual play of Delta Green's Impossible Landscapes with this cast of agents just going through some stuff. And it's not going to stop. I'll just tip my hand right now. The spoilers, it only gets worse from here. For the time being, our agents of M-Cell are in the apartment of Abigail, and Mythic is combing over these books about Asa Darabandi, the architect of the building. Michael and Martini, while you're standing around, how about a search roll from both of you?
Is that kind
I'm so good at search rolls now
Search
because
it.
I failed so much.
Yeah.
I lied, I'm not actually that good, but I roll a 4 anyway, so get fucked!
Fucking crushed it.
Wow. Fantastic.
Michael, you can't swear like
4
that.
from Michael.
Made all words.
Let's do Michael first.
Oh, I got a critical.
What a
I got a
critical.
Immediately shown up by Madam Super Spy.
And a
I don't even
critical.
care, this is a team win right now.
Nice. Okay, so we'll do Michael first here. Michael, you are combing over this whole melange of things that are pasted and glued and sometimes taped to the walls of Abigail Wright's apartment. And it strikes you that most of these things, and this is part of your rolling a 4 coming into effect, it's a really good roll. Most of these things seem to be dated from the early 20th century. So like, even like the wheelchair, that radio, some stuff no, but there's a lot of stuff that's just old. And you're looking, and then you see something somewhat familiar. It is a long piece of heavyweight, stiff paper with rounded corners. And for someone like you know for a fact that this is a boarding pass for an airplane before you even take a closer look. But you do take a closer look, thankfully, because we have a story to tell here. And I'm going to add this both to the Le Board du Merdaire, so you all can see it, and I'm going to share it with you and show it to you in your journals.
Or joinals.
Your journals. So it looks to be a airplane ticket from United Airlines. Can everyone see that now? Can you guys see that? And that's what it is. I will leave you to read this over in real time. All of you can do this, and just go from there.
It's from Michael Whitwer. From LAS to Boston, BOS. From LaGuardia to Boston, flight UA 2327, Class C.
Something weird about this?
The date's for 2015.
Yeah, that.
Whoa.
So, Michael, you find this airplane ticket, um, dated 6th of June, 2015.
That's a misprint, surely.
Yeah, but misprinted to what?
This is a future boarding pass, but looking at that writing, does that appear to be like a sign off from a stewardess or something?
Yeah, you would guess so. You've traveled enough to think, okay, they probably did that. But let's all keep in mind, this is 1995.
Yeah.
And so back then, you didn't have, um, you didn't have to go through security and get it signed off a billion times. I'm not even sure. Well, I'll leave the rest up to you to investigate as you wish. But this doesn't look anything like any boarding pass Michael has ever seen. But it's clearly a boarding pass.
Yeah, this is weird.
That's fake, right? I've never seen that. I've been on. I never used boarding passes. That's.
Help.
And who's Michael Whitworth? Oh.
No name I've heard of.
Now, Martini is also looking. Martini, let me ask, because you got a 1. You totally critical that roll. So I'll ask, what does Martini want to find?
Any occulty stuff that she doesn't
Okay.
understand. Something that's like something maybe to do with the king.
I gotcha.
Like
There's plenty of occulty stuff here that she doesn't understand. That's no problem. You you look at this thing up and down, and you sort of like stop and tilt your head just a little bit. There's a stack of what looks to be thick paper napkins. A few of them, and they all have these initials monogrammed onto them in big gold letters, and they say GBR. I'll even, of course, put this in your journal and on the board, so you can look at them. But on each one are these strange drawings. Does Martini have any engineering at all? Any mechanical stuff?
check, but I doubt. And
I can't wait to find out.
that doesn't. It's not on the. It just goes to F.
Interesting.
No.
No. It
Science,
appears.
science engineering, probably.
Yeah, science engineering, something like that. Anything
Sorry,
that
what
like
was it?
mechanical stuff, anything like that. But if she doesn't,
I have military science. I
no.
have.
A craft mechanics would work. But I'm guessing that you just look at these things. So these letters in the corner are GBR in gold, bold, like heavy font. And then each of the napkins, there's 2 of them that have drawing on them, and each of them has a different sort of thing depicted on it. And one of them is labeled Liao. L-E, A with a squiggly on top of it, O. And the other is labeled Escriba. Escriba.
I don't have any other languages. Well, I do. I mean, they're just like. Would I know? Yeah.
What languages does she have?
This is Mandarin right now.
She's got Mandarin. Nice.
But I assume.
Can make a guess. You let's say she's fluent in something like Spanish, and this seems related to Spanish, but isn't, which makes her probably guess this is Portuguese. And that
I'll
one you see
show.
there in the image, that one that's right in front, that one is, you can almost see it if you zoom in. It says Leao on the napkin itself in blue ballpoint pen. The writing is in ballpoint, in blue ballpoint, but it's the design of this blueprint sketch is so meticulously excellent that you think it must be like a stamp or some sort of mechanical printing, but you like look in really close, you realize that's in ballpoint pen also.
Wow, someone drew this. You guys don't know what this means, right?
Hi, I'd like to
What
make a
is that?
linguistics check because I know Latin.
Okay, go for it. Roll me a linguistics check.
Well, you gotta roll Latin to see if I can extrapolate on this into.
Yeah, roll me some
It's a
Latin.
Romance language.
Only a Latin check.
81 out of 20. Nope.
Nice. Not
Holy church.
Latin. Like no Latin here. Yeah, but you probably would. You're smart enough. All of you are smart enough to come to the conclusion. Portuguese.
Portuguese.
You know.
It's not Spanish.
Was there a Portuguese? There wasn't a Portuguese tenant here, was there?
No, you don't think so. Not that you remember.
GBR initials.
GBR also.
Okay. And now we cut back to Mythic, who is reaching that picture in the book, and all of these people, and also dressed in similarly time-appropriate attire, is someone who he is more and more convinced is Amelia. How does Mythic react?
Should I do a sanity at this point?
I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way, I thought. That's
How do we do? I didn't look. How do we do?
82. I needed to get under a 34.
Okay.
So bad.
Yeah, that's not what you want. You want to roll under the number. That's true.
Yeah.
Mythic takes 2 points of sanity damage.
Oh, okay.
How is your breaking point?
My breaking point is 30.
Okay. And where are you at now?
32.
Okay. So we'll say you
forgot about that entire mechanic.
I mean, your pulse increases, your breathing gets a little bit like close to hyperventilating, but you are able to contain yourself. Let's see it, man. What does Mythic say or do or nothing?
He goes, no, 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 no. And he starts digging through his pockets. He starts digging through his pockets, and he pulls out his wallet, and he starts just tearing out. There's just paper, random bits of paper, and like business cards. No, 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 no.
The others, you guys see him doing this too.
Mythic.
No, 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 no.
Mythic.
And he takes the book and slams it down on the floor, and then from out of his, you see he's like dropping lots of his wallet is like overstuffed. There's not with money. It ain't money. It's overstuffed with just random shit that's just flying out. And you see like old business cards of his. You see he's not doing a great job guarding his identity at the moment. So you see like his, University of Wisconsin ID come out. Stuff from colleagues from other like conferences and stuff, and a lot of little wallet-sized photographs. And there's one of his ex-wife that comes out. There's like one of his friend, and then he takes this one little picture that's a picture of him and Amelia, that was taken at a conference last year, and he slams the book down and puts the photo right on top of it and says, "Is that?" And he like backs away from it almost like he's afraid of it. Is that someone look at that? Is that the same person? Is that the same person?
Michael, kneel down and check it out.
Michael,
Martini too.
Martini over his shoulder, both of you. That is definitely the same person. That's not even a grandmother.
I mean, doppelgangers are a thing, right?
Could be.
I swear I saw someone that looked exactly like me sometime.
This is across time.
Mm.
It's tricky. But it's definitely the same appearance. Soul may differ.
What? Did you say the soul might differ?
We all
I
have
think-
souls.
I don't think it's the same person. It looks like her. Right? Do you know anything about her? Who is that? Who is your wife, girlfriend?
It's complicated.
Oh.
Just as this is happening, and Mythic is having his breakdown of sorts, Michael, the burner phone in your pocket rings.
Goes and can flip it and look at the number that's calling, or
You
that's not
at the point where flipping it open means you answer it, unless she. In any case, it would say unknown caller.
Yeah, I'll open it. Hello.
A voice on the other end says, "It's Christopher." Are you safe to talk?
Looks around the room. Okay. Give me a moment. And he'll step outside and just looks at the others. And covers the receiver. I'll be back. Looks to Martini. Don't let him get weird.
That's hard. He's already kind of weird.
And closes. And walks out to the mailroom where hopefully no one is, but yeah.
No one's out there.
Clear.
Status report. This is for those of us eavesdropping. This is a female voice on the other end of the line. It says, "Status report."
We've identified several paracausalities. Well, primary among which I believe is a alternative reality, some kind of
Stop.
strain.
I don't need details. It's probably best if you don't share them with me. If that hint is true, it's best if you don't let anything out and you don't tell anyone about that.
Understood. We're still investigating. The rest of the team is divided on the exact source of what is wrong with this building, but we're fairly certain we can handle it.
You remember your mission?
Absolutely.
Well, what about your wild card?
Just to be more specific, but
You know who I'm talking about. He's towing the line already.
he's been coping thus far.
It was a big risk even putting him on this mission. And you know what you have to do.
I understand. He's... As of right now, seems committed to the cause. What comes out of this will be another matter.
Yeah, make sure it stays that way, huh?
I will encourage him to make the right decisions.
Encouragement. Yeah, that's what we. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. She says, and she says, but hey, I mean, Chance, if you don't think you can do this. You need to back out now. And this is me talking as your friend, not as, you know.
It's hairy, but we can still skin it.
That's what I like to hear. Click.
Shuts the phone. Puts it back in the pocket.
What's happening back inside the apartment? Sorry, I cut Turk off there.
No, I'm just gonna say it's next to that. And the other pocket, across from the pocket Bible, and also in between that, it's a gun.
And also, the demon sign is in there.
Yeah, it's
Sign, rosary.
What a
Bible,
fun cocktail to
gun.
stuff in Michael's pockets.
Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
What's happening back inside the apartment? Mythic's still freaking out.
Mythic's back into pacing mode, and
Yeah.
smoking again, of course.
Yeah.
And he's
We
Um, yeah, he offers you a cigarette. I don't know if
Mhm. Mhm.
So I think that actually you're the first person to have a cigarette with Mythic, like as a team member. So that weirdly is like helping him calm down a little bit. But
I mean, we also had drugs, so you know.
we did have drugs together that one time. That's true. Yeah. He's,
Sometimes these things don't happen in the order you expect them to happen. You know, sometimes you go straight to the drugs.
First drugs, then
Right.
just a
Then
friendly
cigarette.
cigarette.
Martini, in the last, I mean, Michael's only been out of the room for maybe 2 minutes. You have gotten the full relationship history of Mythic, Amelia, and his ex-wife in the last 2 minutes. But the second the door opens and Michael comes back in, he stops talking.
Oh.
And just like takes a huge ass drag.
Apologies about that. Are you settled?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Never better. Yeah. No, there's nothing weird happening. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Yeah. I'm at peace with the alternate reality. Yeah. How are you? How are you?
Peachy.
Good. And by the way, when I say you got the full relationship history, you got it so rapid machine gun fire that it probably didn't make a lot of sense, because he really was talking very fast for that, but you probably got at least the cliff notes.
I think I would kind of figure it out, you know.
Yeah.
Try to catch everything.
Both of them kind of, pacing around. Just, we want to look into the basement before nightfall.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That sounds
Do
great.
it.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Are you both
Basement.
together enough to handle this?
Oh, I'm fine.
If you need
Michael's
a moment, Mythic.
Calm down. I mean, if you found your partner in a weird, timey, old-time book, you would freak out too. Just keep the judginess, Just keep it in.
I'm not.
Keep on
Martini,
doing the mission.
It's fine. It's fine. Michael's. I know your whole thing, the business. I get it. It's fine. You go ahead. I'm gonna catch my breath. I'll get a breather.
Good. Join us when you're ready.
Yeah, Martini takes out one of those other alcohol bottles from one hotel somewhere and just gives it Mythic. Just if you need a little,
Instantly.
pick me up.
Like instantly.
Shotguns it.
Thanks.
So
And
Michael
throws the empty back to you.
So Michael and Martini leave the apartment, leaving Mythic there. Let's stay with Mythic. Why is Mythic? What is he doing? What's going on here? How does he compose himself, or what else is he up to?
Demons, man. It's fucking demons. You're gonna fuck with me. You're gonna fuck with me directly. You're gonna come after people I care about. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just here doing my job. Just a guy, just doing my job. Just trying to figure out what happened with all this weird shit going on. But you're gonna try to fuck with me. You're gonna try to fuck with people I care about. And that's all right. That's all right. Two can play at that game. That's fine. That's fine. And he fiddles in his pocket. He is looking for like. I think he's looking. He has it in his head that he's going to. He's about to summon a demon. Like he's at that point.
Yeah.
And he's like fiddling in his pocket for like chalk or something. He's a professor. He might have it. But when he reaches into his pocket, he feels the script, the play script.
Yeah.
And he just in that moment, the curiosity overtakes him.
Let's go back to the others.
Okay.
That's just a good break right there, where it's like he feels.
Yeah, good.
To get to the
Everything's
basement,
fine.
to get to the basement, you go out the front door. It's a brownstone, so you sort of like walk to the side and go down a short little stairwell to the door of the basement. It is locked. This door, but your key for the front of the apartment building works to unlock it.
Open it up.
The basement has a few rooms. It looks like maybe once it was just storage space for the most part. It's not livable down here. Like, it doesn't appear to be fitted for apartments. But eventually you come across one of these small rooms that appears to be a painting studio. And before you open the door, you know you're in the right place because you can smell paint thinner and oils coming from underneath the door. And as you open it, here's what you see. There are some pails of some sort of liquid stacked in the middle of the room, plastic pails. And then there's a note on them. There are paintings stacked to the side, a large number of them. They're sort of all like just sort of leaning up against the wall. And then in the center of the room, toward the back, is a large canvas which on an easel, and it appears to be blank.
Michael's going to enter cautiously, scanning the area for any potential hiding spots, but will proceed to look at that note on the pails.
You approach these pails. There's some sort of oil in them. I mean, you can just smell it, and from the appearance, it's oily in nature. And the note on them just says, where is it? Oh, it is for Sammy, Sami, pickup.
Sammy. That sounds familiar. Was that someone's agent? Was that... why does that sound so...
Armin Wagner is the agent that you just heard of. Sammy, though.
And as you're looking at this and looking over the note, you see that there's another note at the bottom of the easel of that blank canvas towards the end of the room.
I'll start looking at that one.
Okay. You approach the blank one, and again, there's nothing on it, but you look at the note on there and it says in all capital letters, "My great work."
Anyone can make art these days, I guess.
Look up at the blank canvas. I'm concerned this room might change as well after dark. Do you know what's in those pails? You don't happen to be an artist as well, Martini.
I'll go over to them, smell them a little bit, maybe dip my finger in it.
Okay. You stick your finger in this oil.
Swirl it around.
That swirls. That's
Buy a
normal.
drink first, jeez.
Has Martini ever done any painting, whether artistically or practically?
I think she would have been like she would have at least known art stuff.
Roll me an int times 5, and we will see if that's the case.
Okay.
Martini's just the kind of like super secret spy who's murdered millions of people, well, maybe thousands, maybe hundreds, who also was like an art history major in college, just because.
Yep.
Yeah.
As all art history majors end up.
They're all murderers.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here first.
Don't trust art history majors.
Why isn't it? Oh, okay.
So just int times 5, whatever.
Yeah.
Roll a d100. Try to get under the
Yeah.
5 times your intelligence.
That's
Failure.
power.
That's power.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, what?
It's one
No,
above. You're looking for one above.
I think my computer is
I think your
glitching out. It's
computer has been
demons.
infected by demonweb.com.
By the demons.
SexyDemonComputer.com.
Sexy demons in your area.
Why am I saying it in that voice? SexyDemonComputer.com. There we go.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, success. 34 out of 80.
Martini, this is linseed oil.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
It's paint thinner, right?
Yeah.
It's paint thinner.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nothing.
4 Sammy, pick up. Michael, you're still looking at this blank canvas, or have you moved on somewhere else?
I'm looking at the blank canvas, trying to figure out why it's already seemed to be labeled my masterpiece. Especially if I hear there's only paint thinner in the room.
Mm-hmm.
There's no paint in the room? Like no colors or anything? Other than the paintings that are.
Let me see. I want to be clear about this.
Good.
Yeah, there's probably some buckets of paint nearby. It wouldn't be effectively creepy if I said no, there's no paint. But yeah, there's paint. Yeah.
All right, he'll look up at that for a little bit and kind of look down at the note and kind of wag it in his hand as he turns and starts heading towards the already completed pieces of artwork.
Yeah, Martini's already looking too.
And so you both start flipping through these paintings like it's somebody at a record store. Man, that sounds good right now. Let's see. The first one is this picture or painting. The first one that sticks out. There's lots of them, but there's these 2 people, and one is this thin young man with flyaway, thinning blonde hair and dressed in what appears to be a robe from a hospital, a gown from a hospital. And he's looking in a mirror. And his mirror twin is deformed and muscular, and their head appears to be misshapen and asymmetrical. And he's just looking, they're looking at each other. And you flip to the next one. And this is a painting where the perspective is you're in the middle of a house that's on fire. And there's a stairwell. And at the top of the stairs is a figure with a white-faced mask on. staring down at you.
Is there a signature on these?
You look around and yeah, in the corner it appears you see Thomas Manuel's, what do you assume to be his signature, in each of these paintings. You flip to one more, and Michael, this one is a picture of a child-sized clown in yellow and blue, trailing a white paper dragon. And I'm going to need a sanity check from Michael, because this is the second time you've seen this clown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, the fucking clown.
Yeah, the clowns are back.
I hate that clown.
All right, sanity. Here we go. 50 out of 56 for a success.
Excellent. No sanity loss for you, my friend. You're not scared of any clown. Yeah,
I ain't scared.
Especially not child-sized.
Yeah, you can punt those.
So, that is the most interesting paintings among the bunch. You could stand here and wait for nightfall, or go back and check in with the crazy guy who has not joined you yet. And speaking of which, let's go and check in with him. Mythic, you reach into your pocket and you find that script. That's sheaf of papers. What do you do?
He had it rolled up almost like a scroll as a way to make it so that even if he pulled it out, he wouldn't be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But he reaches into his pocket, and him carrying chalk is not unusual.
Oh.
And he reaches in and feels a little bit of chalk in his pocket.
Just pocket chalk?
Just the pocket chalk. He feels that, but then feels the roll of the script next to it. And he's in such a state right now of not understanding what's happening, knowing it's of supernatural origin, but now it's affecting him personally, that he's just curious enough to look. So he lets the chalk go and instead wraps his hand around this roll of paper and pulls it out. And he holds it wrapped up, still rolled up in his fist, right in front of his face for a good long, 30 seconds or so, thinking about it, like, am I really gonna... And then he does. He kind of, like, unrolls it without looking,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of glances, and then he starts to read.
You open it to the cover page, and there you see this sign right on the cover. It is a pointed and yet looping and swirling symbol. But something about this sign is compelling. It is both terrible and beautiful, and fascinating, but also revealing. So I do need Mythic to make me a sanity check as he sees the yellow sign for the first time.
This is a big
Says-
one.
says
Wish
yield.
me luck, friends. Oh, he passed. Oh my god.
Oh.
23 out of 32.
No sanity loss for you. You do not find this sign any less attractive, but somehow you find the fortitude or the inner strength to turn that page and push it out of your mind. Start reading, and again, this has the basic elements of that play. It's a 2-act play, and it mentions a place called Carcosa. It talks about this party and these people getting ready, and there's this guest, but then it takes this weird right-hand turn and starts to talk about the people living in an apartment building. And there's that scene that you come to about these characters, and they're looking down the stairs, and there's a dog. And as you finish reading it, what you just read is foggy at best. Like it's like when you wake up from a dream and you remember something from the dream, but you can't hold on to it. I don't know if that's just me,
No,
but
yeah,
like
try to
it
grasp at
slips
it,
away like
slips away.
sand, right? Yeah, through your fingers. But one thing you want is you see potential here in this play. You wish it was refined. As a writer yourself, you would really appreciate a completed version of this text. And there's got to be one out there somewhere. This has drawn inspiration from something, some other book. And this is like it's like a copy of a copy.
I think when it's got to be out there somewhere, right?
Gotta be.
Well, on that note, I think by the time Martini and Michael come back, they see that Mythic's shoes aren't outside anymore.
They go inside the apartment. Is Mythic in there?
Tumbleweed, baby. He's gone.
Where did? What?
Lord, why? Should have left him alone. Why did he?
Michael looks up and says, "Lord, why?" And in response, you hear the sound of a dog barking.
Oh, the dog.
Yes.
You found the dog.
Martini, you don't hear this.
Okay.
Dear. It's that
Where did
dog
he go?
again.
What dog?
It just barked. Really, we don't have time for the games like
What?
this.
You just... I didn't hear a bark. Did... Dog. And where is Mythic? Where could he have gone to?
This also begs the question, did you give him that cell phone that you bought for him?
I think it might have been a quick handoff, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Definitely.
Look, why don't?
Because after not giving it to Micro, it would have been like, hey, here's a
Yeah.
phone.
Put this in your pocket. I look outside the apartment. Do we see? I don't mean to be crass
Do
here,
we-
but do we see a trail of dog shit?
That's what I was gonna ask. Dog footprints. Dog shit footprints.
There's
no.
one footprint.
Okay.
No. I mean, you see New York City at 4:30 p.m. on a Friday. So lots of people making their way home and rush hour traffic.
So he's not even in the building. He's
I
yeah.
think we get outside and look at and Michael will look out at the dusk atmosphere.
It's getting there.
We can Martini. We can hunt down wherever Mythic has gone off to and try to describe to the people of New York City about a mad professor. Or we can confirm whether I'm indeed sane or not. If you're going to say something pithy and interesting, I'd suggest picking another time.
I was just gonna say we can call him. You know. I believe that what you saw was real. The paper that somehow described what you saw it matches what you said. I guess I just want to see it for real. And Mythic's a grown man. He should be fine, right?
All are worms in the sight of gods. Have you not figured that out yet?
Martini's
Give him-
calling Mythic. She's grabbing.
And you are
Beep, 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 beep.
evidently ahead of the game. Just
Mythic,
open with
there
that.
is a noise from one of your pants pockets.
Ah!
Everyone around you is looking at you.
Pick
Yeah, it's
up,
particularly
Mythic.
embarrassing because he's in the New York Public Library.
You are getting some filthy looks.
Pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up.
I'm sorry. What? Yes. What?
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm in the. Don't look at me like that. I'm in the library.
This is a phone. I can't look at you anyway. But you could have just told us, that you were going somewhere.
Oh, it's a terrible time for Cassidy. Wait.
You're still, I can hear you, Colin. You're just making a great freeze frame.
Okay, you're back.
Okay. You were froze. I wasn't. Yeah, I froze. Okay.
Yeah, just your face.
We both were, I guess.
I'm in the library. Do you mind?
What are you doing in the library? We have plans,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I'm doing research on a topic in the library. Don't fucking look at me like that. I will be off in just a
Sir.
moment.
Martini,
Sir.
where is he?
At the library somewhere? I don't. He said he's
Library.
researching something. What are you researching exactly? Why couldn't you have just told us that you were going? At least,
Listen, I'm a taxpayer, okay? I don't have to let.
He's talking to some other person.
Do we have to? I'm looking into something. Is this urgent? Do you need something right now? What?
Well, we
mean,
just
I'm
wanted
not-
to know where you were.
It's like a
in
circle
case
of
you were-
librarians standing
Michael's
around
going
him.
to put his ear and like head right next to Martini. Are you in or out for seeing the fourth floor tonight?
Oh, that's a great question.
Oh man.
Because we're going without you. If you're not coming, we're going
Are
without you.
you indisposed?
No, I'm in the library. He fucking yells, by the way.
Then
Everyone looks at him.
or have something useful in the morning.
I'm coming. Just wait, okay?
Casa, this is me, Justin, talking to you, and I have redeemed a hero point to remind you that you learned about a book earlier in Michelle Van Vitz's apartment, and if you wanted a copy of that book, now is the chance to see if they've got it at the library.
That's true. That's right. Thank you. Mythic, can you look for a book for me? It's called, A World Without Doors? A World Without Doors. If you find
What?
it, can you... A World Without Doors. Can you hear me?
A world without door. Hey, there's like 10 of you librarians. I don't want to.
They're all standing there looking at you.
Yeah, a world without doors. Yeah, scurry off. Go find that for me. Thank you.
One little old lady librarian standing in the front of all of them walks up close to you and looks you dead in the eye and says, "If you put that thing away, I'll find whatever book you want."
She sounds really sweet.
His little heart grows 4 sizes.
Yeah. She sounds
I
really
gotta,
sweet.
I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Click.
Take
I may
care.
have missed it.
Take
Did
care.
Mythic say he was coming back? Is he coming to
Yeah, well, he
the
said
fourth
wait.
floor
He
expedition?
said wait.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
He said,
great.
but
Just did he?
So let's stay with Mythic then. Mythic, what are you doing here? What research are you doing? What are you looking for? We can guess, but you tell
Researching
me.
on this thing,
Mhm.
this play. Since you said it seemed like perhaps it's perhaps referencing something.
Yeah, maybe.
He's pouring through some essential terms from it or something, looking to see if this has any relation to any other work. He feels like he's missing something. He's pretty studied in the history of literature, and he feels as if he should know where this is coming from, but he doesn't.
Gotcha.
So that's what he's originally here for. So rolls.
Yeah, I would. This would be just a search check,
Okay, I'm pretty good
I
at
think. Unless you've got something specifically for library skills.
that. Ah!
You've got a hero point still in chat if you want to reroll.
Take it. Take
Yeah,
it.
yeah, definitely want that. Definitely want that. I don't think I have library science. No. Let's try that again. Yeah! Best.
Nice, excellent.
24 out of 66.
Sweet. So you start looking, and gosh, it's been so long since I've used a card catalog, but you start looking for like keywords, and things like party, Carcosa,
yeah.
mask, and eventually you find something, a hit on a book in the Latin section of the restricted section of the library.
There's a restricted section at the New York Public Library?
I mean, it says on the bottom of this card, restricted.
Was it like, is it the porn section? Is that what it is?
You don't know. You'd have to ask this sweet old lady. You'd have to ask this sweet old lady if it's the smut.
So
old lady librarians can be into it, man.
Old lady librarians are always into it. Usually.
Always usually.
Always
So
usually.
he finds this little card catalog thing. It gets hit. And he goes looking for the little old lady librarian that he sent off to find him.
And the name of the book is listed on there, and it's listed as Libro Secretorum Manifesta.
Oh, that sounds very restricted. Libro Secretorum. Okay. And he finds the little old lady. He's looking for her.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Hey, sorry about the... I'm not used to phones.
What was the thing you were talking to? What was the little machine you had?
It's a cellular phone. You're not... Oh, wait, of course you're not. Of course you have no idea.
It was a walkie-talkie?
Yeah, it's a walkie-talkie. So, did you find that book?
Oh, the one you wanted?
Yeah, World Without Doors. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. And she reaches back onto a shelving cart and says, "It's funny, somebody just returned it. You couldn't find it on the shelf. Here you go." She slides it across to you. And
he takes note of that and says, "Thank you," and then hands her the card catalog thing. I'm also looking for this one.
Give me a moment. And she like walks over to another bigger card catalog and starts looking through it.
All right.
And you look over
in the
this.
library before. He immediately opens up the book and looks to see the last person who took it out.
Excellent. This is back in the time when they would still have the cards and the little sleeves inside one of the covers. And you open it up and you look in the inside the front cover, and there's not one there. And so you flip to the back cover, and there's not one there either. And then you close it. And you look at the spine, and there's no number on the spine. And you get a better look at this book. It's this red book, and on the cover is this image of a palace tower that's been inverted above a modern city. I've got an image somewhere. I'll share it with you before next time. But it says "A World Without Doors" by Emmeline F. Fitzroy.
Emmeline F.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't appear to be a library book.
It does not. The little old lady returns. She says, "This is in our antiquities section. We can't just let anybody in there. It's all locked up. You have to get a supervisor."
Yeah, I'm actually a professor. I do this all the time. He realizes that he definitely left his ID on the floor of that apartment when he was tearing it. It's in good hands. Trust me.
Oh, all right. Make me a persuasion check. We'll see. Well, this is a persuade check to see if she goes and finds a supervisor or lets you see the book. It's a really important check.
Lay it on thick.
One moment. Carlos! And she like wanders off.
Damn it.
Into a back room and you're left to wait. What do you do while you wait? Do you want to look through this book?
I mean, yeah, he's like tapping his foot impatiently. He's like looking at his watch. He does want to get back there. He wants to see this thing. He also knows that he hasn't spoken to Amelia since they got in a fight this morning, and the longer he waits, the more likely that's going to be worse than when he left it. So he's just generally jumpy and antsy right now. So he's kind of like hopping back and forth, leaning against the bookshelf, and then he's like, "Fucking fine." And he cracks open the book and starts reading.
It'll take you a while to read it completely, but
Is that in the Latin? I do speak Latin.
Then you would know that the book that she's looking for is called The Book of Secrets.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This one is in English, thank goodness.
Right.
And you just flip it open. Title page. You get to the publisher information. It's published by Torbitt Books, Torbitt Books.
Orbit.
And you get into like the first chapter, and it appears to be. It's not a children's book. It is a little bit younger in its style, but that could just be that its age. The publication date seems to be 1936. And it introduces some of the main characters. There's this little girl named Abby. And at the end of the first chapter, she travels to a magical world by drowning herself. And then the lady comes back and she says, "All right, I can take you back there. We can't let you check it out." But
he was absolutely like, did one of those, like snapped up. And she came out.
She looks at the book you're holding. She says, "Oh, I haven't read that one since I was a little girl." Such a sad thing about you know about the author, right?
No, I don't.
Emmeline Fitzroy. All I remember is she was in a very rich family, and she wrote this book. It was published on her 12th birthday.
She wrote a book before the age of 12?
And she's telling you this as you like walk back. She leads you back. She's like, she was a prodigy of some kind, and then one day, one by one, her family died, and then one day she just vanished. Nobody ever found out what happened to her.
How old was she when that happened? When she disappeared?
Oh gosh, I don't know, her 20s.
Uh-huh.
How
old are you?
What? That's
How
a very
old?
rude question.
Yeah, I know.
74.
Okay.
Why?
Well, you said you read it when you were a little girl, and you said it came out in 1936.
Sure, Room Without Doors, it's a classic. And she takes you to this back room, and there, in a locked display case, you see this this book among others. And she says,
really
"Now,
quick question before I took this out, which is that she said Room Without Doors. It's a classic. Is it?
No.
Like,
Not that
I've
you
never
know
heard
of.
of it, and
No, you have. No, you haven't. Mythic's never heard of it before, and he's well read.
yeah, I thought that you okay. All right, so he's sitting there, kind of, his face is all screwed up, just kind of like, is it really? You're talking bullshit, but okay. And he sits down to observe this fancy book.
She pulls this book out, and like she puts on the gloves
Yeah.
to do it, and pulls it out, and sort of like gingerly sets it down, and she says, "Now we're almost closing. It's almost 5 o'clock. We close early on Fridays here at the New York
Great.
Public Library. So you don't have a lot of time, but here you go." And you flip it open, and you realize it's in Latin.
Mm-hmm.
So you start paging through, and a lot of the familiar set pieces and plots come out. It is a small lavender hardcover, and it appears to have been printed somewhere around 1905. But as you page through, everything starts to feel familiar. But before you can get into the second act of the play, which is where that other one you have turns, goes into a more modern an apartment building weirdness. Before you can get there, the librarian comes back and says, "I'm sorry, sweetie, we're closing. I've got to put this back.
I just have.
We'll be open tomorrow at 9.
I don't think there's anything I can say to you that will make you understand how important it is that I continue reading this book.
I love books too."
Not okay. What if I told you lives were on the line and that I must continue reading this book? Would that make any sense to you?
This 74-year-old librarian looks at Mythic, and there's a pause, and she looks at him and says, "We open tomorrow at 9. And she closes the book, picks it up, and puts it back into that locked display case, and says, "Don't forget to check out." And she looks at this copy of A World Without Doors and says, "Oh, that must be a mistake. This must not be one of our copies. Huh. Well, look at you now. You got your very own." And she leaves the
You.
room.
Thank you, he says to an empty room. And he is pissed off, but he starts walking out, and as he's like walking out of the front door of the New York Public Library, and he's like doing all in one swift motion, walking out the door, like hailing a cab, he calls back Martini.
Okay. Martini, your pocket phone rings. Pocket phone, that's what we call it.
Martini's here.
On my way. Instantly hangs up.
I'm sorry, are you answering every call, Martini here?
No, that was just something I wanted to try for fun. You know, life's short. You might as well just do something funny.
Yeah, he
You
already.
got something more to say, Michael, or what?
Nothing
You're gonna comment on
allowed.
everything I do. Should I just stop breathing in front of you? You know, maybe my breath is a little bit too loud, or, you know, the way I walk might be a little bit too seductive for God's favorite soldier or something.
Just silence.
Is there
that's what I
anything
thought.
the two of you want to do before Mythic makes it back? For example, we got time for another search roll. I think Martini's used up all hers, but Michael, you got one more to go.
I got
Martini,
one more in me.
Martini, you've done both of yours today. But
Okay.
Mike, you only get 2 a day. But Michael has one left. Michael, you want to roll me a search?
All right, 24. Let's get under 24.
Hey, 24, baby.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
What is
maybe he does like being.
He got a 2.
it? A 2.
Wow, being in the same room with Martini
Degradation.
really, you know,
Yeah.
incentivizes you to do anything else.
Mm-hmm. You have to show up.
Yeah. Michael, you
You
take
just had to insult Michael's masculinity and demean him, and he'll fucking ace rolls.
Exactly.
You take one
It's
more.
basically reaches into the detritus and rips something out.
This is important.
Love it.
Michael, you take one more look here before following Martini out to the hallway, and as your eyes scan, you see a glossy picture. It's about like Polaroid picture sized, but it's not one of those Polaroid not frames, but they had like a strip at the bottom. It's a perfect square, and it appears to be a middle-aged couple, late 40s, early 50s, in some sort of a living room. And just like we did before, I'm going to put this into your journals, and I'm going to put it up on the murder board so you can see it for yourself and react as you wish.
What's up with their?
Oh,
eyes?
good. Good. I wanted this to happen.
Oh, I hate that.
The man and the woman in
Does
the
it
picture
look like
appear to be. It seems like their eyes have been scratched out.
But that's part of the picture, or is it like in the picture? Like, is
You
it
run your
black
finger
on
over
the
it when
picture?
Michael shows it to Martini.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
run your finger over it. It's not part of the physical photograph. No, it wasn't scratched out. It was,
That's how it was printed out.
yeah. And then as you're looking, both of you peer in close, and there's something else in this picture.
Hand? Like the hand. Hand.
I hate this.
It is a hand.
Is that the clown?
Hand.
Is that the
Michael, roll me a
motherfucking clown?
sanity check.
It's the clown again!
I love that your
It's the
nemesis is the clown.
Motherfucking clown! Oh no, it's a 70 out of 56.
Oh, sweet. Here comes a
Oh.
sanity loss. Michael, what is your sanity at right now, and what is your breaking point?
I'm well away from my breaking point. I'm 56, heading to 43.
Okay, you're good. Because
Okay.
yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Take 3
I don't
points
need
of
to do a
sanity
sanity?
damage
Okay, so I have to do that.
upon
No.
making this connection. That not only is this the arm of some sort of harlequin clown, but this is the second time today that you've seen this costume represented, and not to mention seeing it in the park yesterday.
I'm sorry. Can I offload this onto a bond, please?
Sure. Roll a d4, right? And then you take that many will point
Yeah,
damage.
I take
Tell
that.
me
I
what
lose
your
that much
will is.
willpower, and okay, perfect. So I don't lose that sanity.
Where's
Is
the
it your
picture?
girlfriend? Did you offload on your girlfriend? God, you have to tell me.
Okay.
We'll find out later.
Yeah, no, I think
In character.
yeah.
Yeah.
He just like there's a moment of panic, and his eyes just light up briefly, and he squeezes, but he seems to like squeeze the part of the picture he's holding that has the end of the harlequin shoulder.
Crinkles a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and then releases and just it's, strange. Do we ever get a physical description of the parents of our missing person?
We have not, although these two people would fit that age range.
I'll put it down as maybe in my notes.
Okay.
Nothing on the back of the photograph.
Nope. No notes or anything on the other side. It is just a picture which seems to have the eyes scratched out prior to printing, and creepy clown arm.
How
Eventually
old
Mythic makes it back. What's that? How old does
I
the
just
picture
wanna-
look?
Yeah. Is he old? Not so
No.
old.
No, it appears, well, I mean, it appears to be within the, it's not faded or anything like that.
Mm.
It's color. It's, yeah. Eventually Mythic arrives, holding this copy of A World Without Doors.
He's been. He was reading it on the cab ride over, I think.
You make a lot more progress on it, and basically, so in the first chapter, this little girl drowns
I'm gonna stop.
herself.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yeah,
This little girl have a last name?
no, she's just named as Abby.
You
She
don't say.
enters this
You
magical,
don't say.
unnamed land, and in this world, there are no doors, fittingly. People uh, travel between spaces freely, and everything kind of is seen. There's this metaphor, this theme underneath of without doors, there are no secrets, stuff like that. A bit heavy handed for your tastes. But towards the time that you arrive at the apartment, there's this conversation between some characters about something called the Phantom, and the need is exposited by the people um, to be freed from something called the dance. And that's as far as you get. Like, it's all couched in Narnia ass heavy metaphor. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
Yeah.
nobody, nothing can be exactly what it is. It has to be a fable.
Yeah.
Or
I hate your
parable.
Jesus lion, C.S. Lewis.
It sounds like reading The fucking Alchemist.
It kind of is. It kind of
Hated
is.
that book. Hated that book. He walks into the apartment doing like book in hand, still looking down, reading as he walks in.
Mhm.
Cigarette in his mouth, but just reading as he comes in.
Martini, you see him
Doesn't
walking
even
and
look up.
reading that book. That's the book you saw, Martini. That's the one from that woman's
Hey.
apartment.
You got the book. How was it?
Shit, honestly, but
Really?
yeah, it's a bunch of tripped up, ripped off C.S. Lewis fucking bullshit. But it might be relevant. This girl in the book, it's fucking confusing. I mean, it's not confusing. It's just really, really heavy-handed metaphor. But there's this girl named Abby. She's the main character, and she travels to another world by drowning.
This rings a bell.
Stuff.
It reminds both of you of the Asa Darabandi story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you don't think this is any relation to our missing person, Abigail?
No, I do think that, Michael. That's why I said I thought it was relevant.
Marty takes the book, reaches for it, and tries to flip through it. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you don't gain anything new. I mean, other than reading the whole thing, which will only take you like maybe 2 hours. It's not long.
Are we waiting for you to skim, or are we
No.
proceeding
We
now?
can walk and skim.
Before we do, Martini, are you equipped?
Of course. What else would I need? My wits, good company, a book.
A gun. Do you have a gun?
Yeah. Of course. Do I have a gun? Wait, I'm
Probably.
sure I'd have the gun from before, and
Yeah.
also other guns. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely have a gun.
Probably a few knives.
Or
Probably a few knives, daggers on my thighs.
point of order for tomorrow, I'm getting Mythic here something they actually can defend himself with. Unless you keep acting crazy. In which case all you're getting is a vest.
I mean, he
Whoa.
already scared away a demon. You know, something's good for him, right? Something that's useful on him, in him.
I'm not acting crazy. I'm reacting to strange circumstance. There's a lot of weird
Right.
connections happening here, and it just so happened that one of those connections impacted my personal life. And I think that would be distressing to anyone, including you, assuming that you have a personal life, which I find, frankly, unbelievable.
I mean, lesson here. Personal lives, kind of a detriment. Just don't have one. Like me, you know?
Are you all
barely have
walking?
any friends
Well, yeah.
as we walk.
Upstairs?
Mythic
All the
does
way.
gather up all the shit he dropped on the floor before they leave the apartment. His pictures and credit cards and shit that he dropped.
Good
And
idea.
then they go up.
You climb, you ascend. All the way back up the way you came before. Stepped in dog shit is still there.
Oh,
Good.
watch out for the dog shit.
Where were you earlier?
You approach the door that says roof access. It's dark outside. Night has fallen. What happens next?
Let's go through. Let's open
I
the door.
just wait. Let me go first.
What are you waiting for?
Push it.
Martini pushes it open.
Martini pushes the door open.
Yeah.
Inside is, as Michael has seen before, a smoking lounge. There is comfortable turn of the 20th century men's club type of decor. A large fireplace burning on one wall. There's a wet bar in the corner, nobody working it. In fact, there's nobody else around. You don't see Mark Rourke, Michael. You appear to be the only ones in here. There is a humidor in the opposite corner. A walk-in cigar humidor. And one wall is covered with bookcases. Reminds Martini a little bit of Michelle Van Fitz's apartment, with a rolling stepladder running at the midpoint of the shelves. And that's where we'll end. I think maybe Micro comes up the stairs behind you. We'll find out next time. But I think I want to get into the night floors. I want to get into the night floors, but we're out of time.
No!
We've only been playing for 3 hours.
Now,
Nothing.
now we have to wait another 2 weeks, unless somehow we can talk Hoop into canceling next week's show and nobody else has anything going on next week, and then we'll just play next week. We'll leave that up to you guys. Thank you everyone for joining us for this edition of Impossible Landscapes. If you thought the weirdness was exhausted, it only gets weirder from here, and I'm super excited because my cast is doing such a great job of just getting into it and reacting, and just they're a delight to torture. So we'll be here again in 2 weeks, unless somehow we can talk into changing it. I want to play every week. And I know Turk, you have a show on
I
Thursdays.
need to kill people. And
I know you need to kill people, but we'll figure something out. Lancer Impossible Landscapes crossover?
That'd be weird.
Don't tempt me.
The King and the King Robot in yellow.
King Robot Yellow.
Let's go around the circle. Everybody tell us one more time who you are, what you've got going on, and anything you want to take away. I think that we went Turk first. So let's say Casa. Casa, every time something is revealed canonically about Martini, I love her more. Like the fact that she wants to try answering the phone saying Martini's here. Just made me laugh so much. Martini here, like this
She's
is
probably heard it from TV, and she's like,
yeah.
I kind of want to do that too.
She's definitely answered cell phones before. Like she's used them. She's a spy, right? But that's a fun, playful way to answer it, like Zach Morris or something like that, and Saved by the Bell. Castle, what's going on with you? What besides jumping around from house to house? What you got going on?
Well, actually, I might be playing Glitter Hearts on Girls Run This World.
Nice, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, it's the H2O, Sailor Moon type stuff. It'll be fun, lighthearted, very different from this. So it'll be a nice little nice little
Excellent.
differentiation. I don't know why I can't think of words right now, but yeah. Other than that, I mean, I'm just here, wilding underscore, just wilding around. And I can't wait for this. This is too short. Can we not just play the entire night? I could go on. It's 4 a.m. in the UK, and I could just keep going until 10
You're living the
or
night
something.
floors. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Love a night floor.
this is my room is a night floor, so
you're a night floor. All my friends are super hot night floors. Thank you for
We
being
Yeah.
here,
we
Cass.
feel-
I would always
Martine.
show up at their night floor.
Sweet,
Okay.
sweet.
you know what I'm
Speaking
saying?
of night floors, I show up at Colin, my beloved. Mythic went on a journey tonight. Mythic is really in full descent mode now, I think.
Yes.
My dude is spiraling down, and with good
Yeah.
reason. His girlfriend's in an old picture. There's
Yeah.
creepy books that he's obsessed with,
Mhm.
demons, what have you. My highlight for Mythic tonight is are you indisposed? No, I'm in the library. Was amazing. Like, it was wow. It was great
I was
stuff.
pleased with that. I love. There's nothing I love more than TTRPGs where necessity is the mother of invention sometimes, and
Mm.
we had talked before the stream about, because I had totally last episode dropped that Mythic 100% wants to summon a fucking demon. He absolutely wants to summon a demon. But we had talked before about how, like, okay, Liv's not here, and the whole reason we wrote, well, Liv couldn't be here, but the whole
Mhm.
backup we gave for why Micro wasn't here was that Micro ran off to go research demons because this website.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we really shouldn't do a demon summoning without Micro.
Yep.
So
And without
when,
Liv, who really just wants to get with demons. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a really. I hadn't thought of that angle, but you're absolutely right. It would be unfair
Fair
to
to her.
live as a human
Yeah.
being. Because I don't know about you, but in my mind, Purson is hot.
You saw his back end. I mean,
I didn't ask about the booty. You mentioned the snake and I did not. I
Snakes
failed
are
to
snakes.
inquire about the Purson booty, but
see, now I need to go and research whether or not this is before or after the Britney Spears with the snake MTV
Yeah.
Video Award performance.
it was definitely before. That was definitely
Okay, this guy invented it, and she stole it. from
Purson
him.
breaks the mold. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I knew I wasn't gonna do that. But
Right.
then I forgot I wasn't gonna do that. And then when Mythic was after seeing the picture, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna this is when Mythic would summon a demon, because he wants to have words with this demon. So I was like ready to do it, and then I was like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to do that. So I was like, what else can I do quick? Oh, the same pocket where he has the script. Okay, we'll go with
I
that.
loved that. I love that redirection.
That.
Well, it was a redirection, but it wasn't, right? It's all leading to the same place.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know, Colin? What do you got going on in real life where you're not as bad as Mythic has it right now?
Yeah. Well, I just started a new job. So,
Whoa, how'd that going?
Very good. I just finished my second week. I do
Sweet.
Monday through Wednesday. Love my new gig. It's tiring, but it's great. So that's eating up a lot of time. But I am working on. I'm writing a book right now, actually. That I've been working
High
on.
five!
That I'm. Yeah, thank you. That I wish to have done by my birthday, which is next month. I say book. It's not.
That's
It's,
also what I
it's,
thought
it's
as
a
well. It won't.
it's-
It won't happen. You
It
won't
probably
finish it
won't,
by then.
No, I mean, I like the Douglas Adams line, like, I love deadlines. I like the whooshing sound they make as they go by. Like, I set myself an arbitrary deadline. I probably won't make it, but it's my guide I wrote on improvisational game mastery.
Oh
so
yeah,
how
that's
to-
right.
Yeah, the book is called Wing It. How to run a TTRPG session and plan absolutely nothing and just go with it.
Excellent.
The way I do, because that's the most fun for me. So yeah, I'm working on that right now. That's what's taken up a lot of my time. Other than that, I'll see you in 2 weeks, Justin. Which is gonna feel like 2 years, and I'll cry a few times.
And then the day I'll come around, I'll go, "Oh, I'm so tired. Can I really do that?" And then I will.
We know how.
Mhm.
they are.
Also, we just got rated from Tales from the Table Studios. Thank you guys. We're ending.
Oh, dear friends.
We'll send you something cool, so stick around.
Stick around. We're gonna do a raid. Who are we raiding? Do we
Who
know?
knows?
Who knows? All right, cool, cool, cool. But thank you for being here. Everyone, go and follow them. I am going to follow them right now, and also, Turk, we'll get to you in a minute. But if Tales from the Table, folks, if this is your first time here, you can watch all the Impossible Landscapes episodes 1 through 3 and soon 4 on our YouTube. And so you might want to catch up with the insanity there. Speaking of catching up with insanity, Turk, I just oh shoot, dang it, I wrote down. It's one of the, I did the thing where you said something that I loved and I wrote it down and now I can't remember the context at all, and it's mistaken.
Oh, because we were talking when Mythic was talking about, oh well, there was someone carrying a snake, and Martini said,
right.
yeah, well, we saw someone carrying 2 snakes on the way over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe you're mistaken.
I also loved, and this is really for you and Colin both. Mistaken. That's right. I loved you and Colin playing out the roof scene where you opened it, and you had to suffer the slings and arrows of Agent Mythic. Just mocking you, and you did that so well. And I love their
relationship. All the guppies, by the way, they're all gone.
Sweet. Oh my goodness. My Turk, I love you. I love Michael. What else you got going on? I know you got a lot.
So many things, darling.
Let's get the Turk's Note version.
Hi. Yeah, if you're not familiar, hi. I am Turk, or Turk accented when you speak with the, super of the building. And if you want to see more of me, you might want to consult psychiatric professionals. But in the meantime, you can find me here back on Lost Caravan this Monday, where I will be in Tales from the Loop. If you like seeing me be confused by things, I'm playing a dumb jock there. I will be over on Neon Lights Roleplay on the 25th, that Tuesday, where it's a Yiddish fantasy with Rogue 2E, which is really good. We're also fighting ghosts there.
Good.
Yeah, good. It should be really fun. Next Thursday is Last Transmission, which is a Death in Space game, kind of akin to a Dead Space type, where we've seen a lot of lights coming from a room, but now we've got there and everyone's dead. So things are happening. It's all bad, but it's a lot of fun along the way. Yeah, right. On kicking off May 1st is, of course, my baby, which is Oathsworn, Ozzy the Dragonlords. It is a high fantasy meets Greek mythology crossover. They've just defeated the Lady of Coins. They had to climb the whole statue to do it. Oh my gosh! Yes, I did. Okay, the Oathsworn is really cool, and I really, please watch it. The first 2 episodes are out on YouTube now. You can find it on Neon Lights Roleplay. More to come, but also this Wednesday, I will be here running Call of Cthulhu.
Ooh, fun!
A bunch of newbies as we maybe kick off something. But only time will tell how deep this investigation goes, and only time will tell how good my 1920s radio voice will be. So,
I bet it'll be great.
I'm gonna really try. But that should be a lot of fun. We have a great group, and we'll see how fate and luck change them. But more importantly, May 4th, we're right back here on your screens as we are also terrified. It's all bad.
No matter which way we turn.
Yeah, horror's all the way down.
Here on Star Wars Day.
Yeah, 420 Star Wars Day.
Well,
all the highlights.
Perfect. I'll draw my lightsaber in the smoking powder then. And
I swear, Big Blister Skater is going to make an appearance for Star Wars Day. Well, once again, thank you everyone. Thank you, Cass, for being great. Thank you, Lost Caravan RPG for hosting us. Everyone, stick around. We're going to do a raid. We're going to raid. It's Magi RPG or Magi RPG, depending on whether or not you went to Sunday school. So, it's either magic or it's Christmas. We'll see them in just a minute. I'm Doc Rembo.
May 18th is International Museum Day.
Fantastic.
That's a good one.
I'll be back here for Star Wars Day and International Museum Day. I'm Doc Rimbo on Twitch and Twitter. He, she, they pronouns. You can find me playing imaginary cowboy games over on my channel. But once more, thank you. And until next time, don't forget that all of your friends are empty vessels waiting to be filled. And we'll see you again real soon.